Well, the Cubs got Andrew Miller to bend. He didn't break. 46 pitches. That's the most for him in any game this season. He goes 2, allows no runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And it's interesting looking ahead to tomorrow night in game 2. We'll get into that here in a second. Grimm back to work. Santana first up, ball 1.
Here's the first thing he's going to say to his manager tomorrow. Skip, I'm good. He's never not wanted to pitch, and that's what makes him so valuable to the Indians.
Well, Trevor Bauer gets the ball for Cleveland in game 2. This is out of play. He'll make his 3rd postseason start. He's got 2 no decisions. Game 1 against Boston in the division series. He didn't go 5, and then many have seen the video of him in game 3 of the ALCS in Toronto with that wound on his pinky, on his pitching hand, gushing blood. He only went 2/3 of an inning. That's a strike. It's strike 2 on Santana. So I know where you're going with that. Andrew Miller's always going to want to pitch, but that was a long effort here tonight for the big left-hander.
Yes, it was, and I still think that's what he'll tell him, whether he puts him in or not. The theme of tonight has been for me, look, this Cubs lineup can hit a fastball. If you can spin the baseball, which there are a lot of guys on this Indian team that can do it, you get a chance to wiggle out of trouble. 8 strikeouts with runners on, 7 or 6 of them with runners in scoring position. And that's how the Indians have gotten in and out of trouble when they've been there.
This one bounces in, and he went around as Contreras blocks it. Santana strikes out, 1 away in the 8th.
Speaking of spinning at baseball, that's exactly what Grimm did here.
So with 1 out, here's Jose Ramirez looking for his 4th hit. The last and only Cleveland Indian with a 4-hit game in the World Series, Vic Wertz, in game 1 of the '54 Fall Classic. Known for hitting that fly ball to Willie Mays in the Polo Grounds that Mays chased down. That's what Jose Ramirez is trying to do, put up a 4-hit game. 2 singles and a double. And an RBI. Ball and a strike from Justin Grimm.
Like I said, it doesn't matter to him, right or left-handed. He has shown to be super comfortable at the plate all year.
Got under it into center for Dexter Fowler. 2 out, nobody on. Geyer coming up. Junior Home Run Derby allows kids 14 and under to compete for the National Home Run Derby Championship at the 2017 All-Star Game. Sign up today to host a free competition in your local community at jrhrd.com. Geyer is 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning with the bases loaded to drive home a run. 2nd run of the inning, and a home run off the bat of Roberto Perez. In the 4th, made it 3-0 in the pitching of Kluber and Andrew Miller. Next will be Cody Allen. Shut out the Cubs on 6 hits. One-0 pitch to Geyer. Aaron Charlton, who is with StatsInc and with us in the booth tonight, tells us that World Series Game 1 history all time, there are 3 pitchers with 9 or more strikeouts and no runs allowed through the history of the World Series, and Kluber is on that list now, with Bob Gibson in '68 for the Cardinals against the Tigers, and Allie Reynolds, 49, the Yankees against the Dodgers. Two-0 pitch. Good curveball from Grimm. 2-1. Heavy assist from Don Hartack, who's working back in the office with all the stats that we throw at you during the postseason. happy to have those guys help us. There's a 2-1. Boy, Grimm has thrown some good pitches here in game 1. 2-2.
Yeah, I said he can spin it. He's got that downer curveball. To go along with 96, 97 on our fastball.
The Cubs in the 9th inning will have Baez, Contreras, and Addison Russell. If anybody gets on the number 9 spot, which right now is occupied by Albert Almora.
The combinations that work in this game, and I believe the curveball's making a comeback. Saw Rich Hill and his comeback throwing primarily 51% curveballs. High fastballs, curveball combination. Low fastballs, slider combination.
That's a 2-out walk. And Lonnie Chisenhall will be the hitter.
Reason that works for a pitcher is because that last pitch recognition. If you've got a traditional good arm fastball on the top of the zone, you follow it up with a curveball. The two different areas that a hitter, unless he's just a free swinger, he won't swing up and then swing down, meaning balls in the dirt. But if your fastball is at the shin guards of the catcher, you follow that with a tight breaking slider, he cannot lay off of it. Most guys just can't.
Says the Hall of Famer John Smoltz with 1 on, 2 out, a check on the runner, and Geyer back without a tag. That's Sandy Alomar, the first base coach for the Cleveland Indians. And a beloved player here in the mid-90s. MVP of the All-Star game here in '97. Part of a World Series team that lost to the Marlins. Ball 1 now to Chisenhall. Two and 0. Comes Chris Bosio, pitching coach in his 5th year with the Chicago Cubs, his 2nd with Joe Madden. Madden took over last year when he popped loose, was out there on the market. The timetable was expedited a bit for the Cubs. That's when they got Madden, when they signed John Lester. It all came together here in 2016 for a team that led baseball with 103 wins and is built to win now. And with the youth on this team, in my opinion, the team to beat for quite a while to come.
Yeah, absolutely. They only had one lull, and that was right around the All-Star break. Just before it, pitchers ran into a little bad stretch, and right after the All-Star break, right back where they left off, dominating.
Chisenhall with a count in his favor, 2-0. In case you're wondering about Geyer, he stole 3 bases, caught twice during the regular season. That's into left field, a base hit. And it's 2 on with 2 out. A walk, a single. With the number 9 man, Roberto Perez, coming up. And that's going to be it for Justin Grimm. Back to the bullpen goes Joe Madden. Pitching change in the 8th. Doan coming in.
Have fun with your replaced windows. Run away! Leave him! Leave him! Brick and mortar, what?
When you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive, you get more than a big discount.
That's what you get for bundling home and auto.
Jamie! You get sneaky good coverage.
Thanks. We're gonna live forever.
Buy one, get one boneless wings.
I know, and I can never choose which one flavor to get.
Right.
So now I can get hot honey and garlic parmesan.
Exactly. It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, there's way more worlds than that. There's Earth.
Right.
Earth 2.
No.
Schmirth.
Schmirth, that just rhymes with it. That's not a real planet.
Florida.
Florida's a state.
Well, it seems like an entirely other world.
Buy one, get one free boneless wings are out of this world. Monday through Thursday after 5 p.m. In the AM, try a breakfast French toaster. This is how you Sonic.
Try to change me in any way. Don't tell me what to do. Just let me be myself. That's all I ask.
The new 2017 Corolla with Toyota Safety Sense Standard. Toyota, let's go places.
Need to nail some impressive gifts for some hard-to-impress people? Best Buy Blue Shirts will help you find the perfect gifts, like a 4K TV, the Xbox One S, and the latest Samsung smartphone. Why, if we made the holidays any easier, the little drummer boy would work your office party.
And we all know why Phil loves the copier.
Fun.
Holiday gifting made easy at Best Buy.
You don't just ask for what you want, you demand it. With all the butts I put in the seats, I'm never gonna have more leverage than I do right now.
I can't say that we wouldn't trade you.
There is no limit to what you can do. Is there?
All New Pitch returns this Thursday on Fox.
We welcome you back to the World Series on Fox. Tonight's telecast presented by T-Mobile One. 3-0 Indians. Bottom of the 8th inning of game 1. 2 on, 2 out. The number 9 man, Roberto Perez, who's caught a gem and who's homered tonight, will deal with the former closer, Hector Rondon. He was the guy until the Cubs went out and got Chapman. Certainly was the guy last year, Rondon. Trying to keep it within reach. 3-0, bottom of the 8th. Good speed on. Perez, ball 1. Trevor Bauer and Jake Arrieta tomorrow night, starting an hour earlier because of the weather forecast. Timeout called before the pitch.
Good thing Rondon went ahead and threw it. That's how you get hurt, trying to stop. So he did the right thing, even though time was called. Power fastball, power breaking ball. Doing a great job. You mentioned Chapman came along, did get hurt, forearm issues. So he spent a little time on the DL.
Here comes a 1-0. Fastball poured in at 95. A ball and a strike. Strike 2. StatCast is powered by Amazon Web Services. In the 4th, Roberto Perez. 391 feet over that yellow line. His second of the postseason. Made it 3-0. It's still 3-0 thanks to Kluber and Miller. Big job here by Rondon. 2-2.
throwing the breaking ball too far away. Get it over the middle of the plate. Anywhere over the middle of the plate towards the shin guard. And Perez will swing.
High fly ball into left. At the wall. Goodbye. 6-0 Indians.
Swing he did, but not the location Rondon wanted.
And the first runs Cleveland has scored after the 6th inning all postseason come on one swing from Roberto Perez. What a night for the young catcher.
Well, Rondon was pulling his breaking ball, and this is the definition of a hanger when a guy goes up there and sees one middle. This is a hanger. This is the one a pitcher knows as soon as he lets go. He does not have to turn around, and Rondon did not turn around.
Two-on pitch now. 3-0 the count on Rajai Davis.
What a game Perez is having. Catching a gem. 2 big swings.
That's into right. Down. Almora can't make the play. The ball's in front of him, and Davis scoots into second with a double. Roberto Perez is now on a short list of Cleveland Indians hitters with multiple homer games in the postseason with Manny Ramirez and Jim Thome.
It's amazing what the World Series can do. Guys that you traditionally think, because of their batting average and because they're struggling at the plate, you make them try to beat you. Well, for the night, Perez said, take that. Take notice and don't hang anything in here.
Now Kipnis, strike one. Andrew Miller, another night, another job well done, although this one wasn't as routine as some of the others have been. Most important stat for him is putting up zeros, and it's 6-0 here in the 8th. That's strike 2 on Kipnis.
I said the Indians had to be very opportunistic in how they score, and they don't score a ton. At least they haven't this postseason. But with 2 outs, a base hit, a stolen base, and 2 uncharacteristic walks out of Lester, a swinging bunt hit and a hit batsman, they scored those 2 runs with 2 outs, and then right here, a 3-run homer with 2 outs. That's how they've been getting it done.
It started with a 2-out walk to Geyer on a 3-2 pitch. Now Kipnis rolls one fair to first, and that ends the inning. But Rondon comes in with 2 on, 2 out. And Roberto Perez goes deep. It's been a big night in Cleveland, Ohio. The championship banner raised next door for the world champion Cavaliers. And the Indians 3 defensive outs away from a 1-0 lead in the World Series 2016.
We don't seek to rule this world. We seek to destroy it.
Doctor Strange. Only together do we stand any chance of stopping them.
We'll be ready. In 10 days, a strange hero who'll die protecting this world arrives.
AT&T. Get tickets in Realty and IMAX 3D.
Now when freaks get dressed to go out at night, they like to wear leather jackets, chains and spiked cars.
Enjoy your phone.
You too. All right, be cool. You got the amazing new iPhone 7 on the house by switching to AT&T. What? And you got unlimited data because you have DirecTV? Okay, just a few more steps.
It's cool.
Get the iPhone 7 on us and unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have DirecTV.
Congratulations, fellow human beings. We made it. We created a network that became the internet, and then, boom, we've got brain-to-brain communication, self-driving trucks. We're protecting rhinos with drones. This man bought a goat with his phone. There's even an app to get clean water to people. Looks half full to me.
When everything's securely connected, anything's possible. Lease a 2016 Lincoln MKX for $349 a month, only at your Lincoln dealer.
Whether you're wearing layers, beads, stripes, or cheese, if you bleed blue, black and yellow, purple, or various shades of red, this is your beer.
Javier Baez swung at the first pitch, fouled it back as the Indians bring their closer Cody Allen into the game. Look at his numbers during this postseason. 5 for 5 in the save category. And this is the formula that Terry Francona wanted. Kluber, Miller, Allen. And he's gotten the timely hits. The Cubs have not, obviously. The Indians pitchers are doing to the Cubs what they did to the Red Sox and then the Blue Jays.
Cody Allen is just another version of Corey Kluber, if you ask me, with similar stuff, but just a much firmer fastball. He can spin it with a breaking ball that falls off the table. But here he's pretty much going to go after him, I would think, with a 6-run lead. Nice spin one right here just to get a strikeout.
And he does. One away. The Indians held Boston and Toronto to a combined average, John, of 129 with runners on base. That's how you win postseason series. And tonight, the Cubs are 2 for 13 with runners on base and 8 strikeouts.
They've just done a better job, the Indians have, executing in pressure pitches with 2 strikes, 3-2 count, going for the kill when they have it, and only making a couple mistakes, really.
Here comes a 1-0 pitch to Wilson Contreras, 0 for 1 since entering as a pinch hitter. And almost got him. On the hands, the wrist, the forearms, it's inside 2-0. The last Game 1 shutout was thrown by the Reds against the A's in 1990. 7-0 win for Cincinnati. 2-0 pitch. That's foul.
Well, earlier I thought the key for the Cubs was going to be don't miss the fastball, and they really never were given an opportunity to locate or get after the fastball because Corey Kluber painted the fastball on the inner half part of the plate against a lot of left-handers. Maybe Zobrist had one of the better approach for the Cubs tonight, the way he was swinging.
He had 3 hits. That's high. 3-1.
Sometimes in this game, I know even Pete Rose talked about the ability to make in-game adjustments and maybe back off the plate. Guys today just aren't equipped to do that. Younger players are stuck in their ways, and they certainly have had success.
That's well hit into right. Back at the track. It is off the wall. Contreras with an extra base hit with 1 out. And he will hold at second with a 1-out double. Chisenhall with a leap and could not find the baseball.
I think Contreras thought this was a homer right here. You got to run. It would have been a triple. The score is 6-0, but in a much tighter game, you cannot afford to assume anything at this level and this importance.
So not running out of the box cost him an extra base. Instead of a triple, it's a double as Chisenhall could not make the connection in right.
Well, the stands in right field, the wind's blowing in, but the stands in right field have the 3 tiers, so maybe blocks that wind just a little bit. That ball carried pretty well to right field.
Batter now is Addison Russell. Let's just finish the story about, well, 2 stories to finish. One, the Indians looking for back-to-back shutouts. They threw a shutout in Game 5 of the ALCS in Toronto. Trying to back that up with a shutout here in game number 1 of the World Series. Here comes a 1-0. That's up to Allen right now, and at the moment, Addison Russell. Last time they did it, the Indians as a franchise, 1920. Shutouts thrown in games 6 and 7 over Brooklyn, a team that was then known as the Robins, became the Dodgers, one of their 2 world championships, along with 1948. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2.
You know, a starter's job is to try and navigate and set a hitter up to get through 3 at-bats. Well, when I was closing in a situation like this in a 6-run lead, I never was going to show the opponents what I was going to do to them in a tight situation. That's the only reason I hate 6-0 getting your closer in. I get why they're doing it. 5 days off. But you really don't want to show them the scenarios that in a 1-run game or a much closer game of how you're going to face them. So this is one way you can actually play games with the opponent.
Struck him out, 2 down. And the last hope for the Cubs to extend this will be Miguel Montero.
Now, it did cost me a couple homers, but it worked out later with that same hitter expecting the same pitch. And of course, I didn't deliver the same pitch. When a closer knows he's going to come in a best-of-7 series potentially 4 times to close this out for his team if he's given the opportunities, those are some of the things you think about, especially with a 6-run lead in tonight's game.
So you talk about why are the Cubs the favorite. To me, this is a game where coming in, the Cleveland Indians, they can't miss on the night Corey Kluber pitches. It's like Kershaw with the Dodgers. Joe Madden is in a great position. He comes back with Jake Arrieta and then Kyle Hendricks to back him up, and Lester waiting around for game 4. So the pitching situation will evolve as this series goes. But the advantage is still with the Chicago Cubs because of the depth of that rotation.
Absolutely. If you feel like you're the better team, you just have to have more patience. You knew starting on the road in a hostile crowd against a great pitcher, the goal of any team when they start on the road is what? You got to split. We got to win 1 out of 2. Bare minimum.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's a strike. I said Lester tonight's starter in game 4 meant Lackey, but then you've got Lester coming back around on normal rest in a game 5, so that's where the advantage is. And I really believe it will reveal itself as this series continues. Francona, though, got what he needed here tonight. Terry Francona will go to 9-0 as a manager in the World Series. That's strike 2.
And really the other storyline is if this series does go 5, 6, 7, the usage of the bullpen and the amount that the Indians use it, will that come back later in the series? But right now the formula has been they haven't needed it. They've won 7 games and played 8. This could be 8 and 9.
The 2-2. Indians win game 1. Kluber the winner, 3-1 this postseason. Lester the loser, 2-1 in a 3-hour, 37-minute game.
Tough to win with 14 strikeouts. Credit the Indians pitchers, which they've done all postseason. Striking out a lot of them. 15 times did the Cubs strike out.
Cody Allen struck out the side in the 9th. The Indians get the win with their big ace, Corey Kluber, making the start tonight. Just one other note with regard to Andrew Miller, who threw 46 pitches, the big weapon out of the bullpen for that man, Terry Francona. The last pitcher to throw 46 or more pitches and then pitch the next day in the postseason, Keith Folk, with Terry Francona's 2004 Red Sox during that epic 3-0 comeback against the Yankees. Let's go down to the field and Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Francisco, 2 outs in the first. You singled, you stole second. That started the 2-run rally. Did you feel you rattled John Lester?
I don't know. I was just trying to do my job and continue my plan, continue our plan. And I was capable of getting a good pitch to run. I'm glad he bobbled the ball, and he got me the second time. So.
What was your plan coming in?
No, just stay aggressive. Be smart, though. Be smart. Know when to run. Remember, Napoli is behind me. He's one of the best hitters in the postseason. Then you got Santana and Ramirez. You know, you got to be smart. You got to know when to run, when not to run. And also, I don't want to be too anxious. And I either want to... People probably knew I was going to run, but I either want to alert more, you know, that I'm going to run. And that I'm just trying to play my game and play the way we always been playing. And, you know, my teammates helped me a lot.
Francisco, thank you very much. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Ken. Roberto Perez, you spent most of the year as a backup catcher, hitting 183. Game 1 of the World Series, you catch a shutout and hit 2 home runs. Describe what this night means for you.
Oh, it means a lot, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm just having fun out there. I have confidence right now going into this game. I was controlling my emotion. I think that was the big part. I think first AB against Lester, I tried to do too much against him, you know, trying to get that bat out of the way. But I mean, it's been an unbelievable night. I can't describe the words right now.
Let's start with Corey Kluber. He gave you 6 innings. He had 24 called strikes in those 6 innings. What's it like to catch him when his ball was moving as much as it was?
It's fun. I think he just attacked hitters. We got ahead of hitters today. I mean, he's been doing that the whole year. I think like I said before, you know, he's our ace. Every time he steps on the mound, I expect big things from him. And I mean, he was awesome. We had a good game plan going on before the game, and we executed pitches, and he was outstanding.
Now, Game 1 winner of the World Series has won 12 of the last 13 World Series. That's recent history. Give me a player's perspective how important it was for Cleveland to win Game 1.
Oh, I think it's huge, especially, you know, home field advantage. We just got to take care of our home, and, you know, we got that first win out of the way, but we got to come back tomorrow with the same mentality. They have good bulk up over there. They're good hitters. But we just got to play baseball like we've been doing the whole year, and just doing what we do.
Roberto, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you.
All right, thanks. 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs tonight for Roberto Perez. Cubs had their chances. 2 out of 15 with runners on, 10 strikeouts. Final 6-0. Kluber over Lester. Let's go to Kevin and the guys. All yours.
Okay, Joe, thanks very much. Welcome to the postgame show. We're presented by Lethal Weapon on Fox. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. We've got a lot coming up here. Interviews from both clubhouses. We'll get you that. These guys' reaction, we've got a lot to talk about. I promise that is coming up for you. But for now, we will take a quick break. Stay with us. We've got a lot to do with this Indians 6-0 Game 1 win in the World Series over the Cubs. What did Cleveland do right? Is there optimism for Chicago? Tell you one thing, these Cleveland fans pretty happy. Indians take Game 1. We're back with the postgame on Fox.
We're running out of time. It's either the red one or the blue one. Cut the wire. Look, if I get this sequence wrong, if I make one mistake, this whole place... This whole... Wait, is that... Skip Bayless.
Here we go.
The expert who said the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl.
Cowboys and Patriots, book it.
What's happening here? Cowboys aren't even going to make the playoffs. They're overrated.
Kind of like this movie.
Look, this year Dak tears it up till Romo comes back.
Zeke wins Rookie of the Year behind the best line in football. Cowboys feast on the NFC least. They're going to the Super Bowl, and you're about to blow up. Horrible clock management.
Yeah.
Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. Weekdays, only on FS1.
Jake Browning leads the 4th-ranked Huskies
On the button!
against 17th-ranked Utah. Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on FS1.
How was your first?
This is a Fox 18 News Update.
Local high school kids serve up some bowls of soup.
They've come together to serve 21 different area restaurants who they're raising money for.
Get your first look at local news tonight on Fox 18 News at 9.
So, can I see you again?
I'm free on Black Forest Ham Day. There's a Subway 350 sub of the day to help you remember life's important days.
We got married in June.
On Tuna Day. Every day a different 350 6-inch sub. Every day of the week. Every sub contains no artificial flavors. At just $3.50, it's a great sub at a great price.
Her name is Terry.
She was born on
Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day.
The 350 sub of the day. Every day of the week at Subway.
You do realize this whole business is about revenge.
I've traveled all over the world. All that I have seen and learned on climate change has absolutely terrified me. We are the last best hope of Earth.
Before the Flood, a world premiere event, Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
Thank you for making FS1 America's new #1 sports network.
Who could have predicted that plot twist?
Give me more of that.
#1 all day.
That's the hottest seat in sports media.
I love it. #1 in live events.
This place will be rocking all night long.
And the #1 cable network in prime time.
And here we go.
This week, it's the NFL on Fox in America's Game of the Week. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers face off with Matt Ryan and the Falcons. It's a full day of NFL action on Fox.
How was your first day back?
Boring.
Uh-huh.
You ever feel like you made the wrong career choice? The day I met you.
Lethal Weapon returns after the World Series on Fox.
What a night in Cleveland, that's for sure, as their defending champion Cavaliers got their rings and the Indians took Game 1 of the World Series. Welcome to the postgame show. We're presented by Lethal Weapon on Fox. There's a look around the ballpark here at Progressive Field, and then the fans that are filing out behind our set. Well, they're fired up, and I wonder why. because they get a 1-0 lead here in Cleveland. A reminder for continuing post-game coverage of the World Series, turn over to FS1. And also one other thing, if you missed this during the game, because of the weather that's supposed to be bad tomorrow, everything moved up an hour. So coverage of Game 2 tomorrow, that'll begin at 6 Eastern on FS1 with our pregame show. So that will be moved up an hour. Corey Kluber tonight was simply outstanding. I mean, I don't know what you could do if you're a Cubs hitter against him, Alex. He had everything going.
You know, if you're a young kid at home watching a game, Pete, this is how you pitch. This guy was complete domination today. And, you know, he's overlooked, but today he had the fastball, the cutter, the wipeout slider, and that unhittable hit ball to the lefties.
Well, he started right out. The first 8 hitters, he struck out 7 of them. So the Cubs knew they were in for a battle tonight. And we talked about unlikely heroes. You know, the last time we were talking about the World Series. Perez, 2 home runs. Didn't even hit 200 this year, but if the series ended tonight, he'd be MVP in the World Series.
Well, we can just tell why Cleveland won so many games. They're great at home. Kluber was razor sharp. He didn't mess around. And it was amazing to watch him control all his pitches in this cold weather tonight. So, you know, advantage Cleveland tonight, and they pitched really, really well, especially in the cold weather.
You know, Kevin, he had 9 strikeouts and 3 pop-ups to the catchers. I mean, he had the Cubs hitters shaking their heads and talking to themselves.
You know, you talked about that hit ball, that 2-seamer. You know, I don't think I've seen so many lefties like it flailing like it's coming right at him, and all of a sudden it's a strike. You said they should have moved back off the plate, but they never did it.
That's what I did. He got 26 called strikes tonight.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a ton.
You know, Kevin, if you are a left-handed hitter, that ball looks like it's coming right at your head, and it looks like it's going to shatter your head. So I can see why they get the heck out of the way.
I mean, if you're the Indians, Frank, you kind of had to have a Game 1 with Kluber on the mound, right? I mean, it would be a little bit demoralizing if you lose tonight with him on the mound.
Well, just don't act so surprised. This guy was 2014 Cy Young winner.
Right.
He has all the goods. He came out tonight and put it in full display. He was razor sharp. He hit every spot possible tonight and showed the dominance, the type pitcher that he is.
Don't forget the Cubs had their best pitcher pitching tonight, too.
They did.
So Cleveland's went up.
Yeah, they got him. That's for sure.
Very impressive how he dominates lefties and righties equally.
Yeah, he did it to both sides of the plate. 6 innings for Kluber. He was outstanding, and a shutout for the first time since 1990 when Jose Rio for the Reds did it, Pete. All right, change of time due to weather for Tuesday's World Series coverage again. Everything is moved up an hour, so mark your calendar. 6 o'clock, the pregame show on FS1. Pregame moves to Fox at 6:30, 7 o'clock first pitch tomorrow night Eastern time. All right, for continuing postgame coverage of the World Series, a lot more to do with this crew. Turn to FS1 for the rest of you. You can stay tuned for your late local news if you choose to do so. But I would switch to FS1 if it's me personally, because I want to hear what Frank, Pete, and A-Rod have to say.